What's up, everybody? It's Vicious765 here, and today I will be bringing to you Android 21 for Dummies. It's been a while since I've made a video like this, actually. Last video I made like this was Hazama for Dummies, I think for BlazBlue's Central Fiction, but that was a while ago. It got quite a few views, and I think it was pretty well received. So I just wanted to do this for Android 21 because I think this character is really fun to use. And there might be a little bit of confusion surrounding the character, so I like to clear that up and show you some interesting ways to play with her. First of all, I want to start off with some normals, well, notable normals. I think you'll find out that her normals are a bit different than others. So first off, let's start off with 2M or down M for you guys who don't know the dial combination. Or actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me change these character settings here to normal. Oh, I don't care about that. Alright. That's on normal. 2M. So this move is like Majin Buu's. It's a little different than Majin Buu's because Majin Buu, when he hits his 2M, he can just 2M again. And I'll do his, what move is that? I gotta get over here to remember the dial. He'll do his 1M, which his 1M is just his M but closer. See what I mean? You see how this is 2M and it goes out farther, and this is 1M and it comes up shorter. Now, Android 21 can only do the 2M, and she can do the 3M, which 3M goes further out. Majin Buu also has this, but you know, we're talking about Android 21. And I kind of have a problem with this move because you can't do 2M twice like I said you could do with Majin Buu, so you kind of have to supplement it with things like, you know, Ki Blast, or even, if you can, spare a character and have them go out and combo them. You know, like I just showed you, it doesn't like work all the time if you don't have the proper timing, which is why, you know, you might want to throw in something like a Ki Blast, but you might not, because you might slip the combo a little bit. And you could also vanish cancel it. It's a good vanish cancel wall bounce, you know, if you're just looking to get like the last couple hits. I think it's a great little vanish cancel thing. If you had a character with a beam for an assist, it would be much better, because then you could just super dash afterwards, I imagine. Or you can just use Yamcha, it doesn't matter. You can use Yamcha, or you can use Vegeta, or you can use whatever character you feel like will keep them there long enough. Personally, for this team, I use Yamcha and Hit, which I think that you should build your team around Android 21 and give her what she needs, because she's a pretty good point character if you ask me. But yeah, I think that about does it for 2M and 6M. What else is really notable with this character? Her jumping M has quite a bit of range. Like, if the character blocks, hold on a second, guard all, I find myself winning a lot of contests when, you know, somebody blocks my Z dash. When somebody blocks my Z dash and I go backwards, it seems like that reaches a lot of people. I think it would reach Kid Buu especially, and Teen Gohan, of course, because you just have more range to them, you know. And of course, you can hit them with your 5M, which 5M is interesting too. I just didn't really mention it because all it has is really range. It's just a normal that can whiff and will leave you hanging out to dry, so to speak. Like, you have you have no idea how many times I've hit 5M and somebody's just dashed in on me and just whiff punished me. It's embarrassing. But anyway, moving on from that. Yeah, I like her jumping in, but it may cause you to like adjust your juggles a little bit. For example, you see what I did there? Normally somebody would dash and then they would do light, medium, and which you can, but when the character's at a certain angle, it doesn't work. I haven't really figured it out because I've been like in the heat of battle, but like I want to say it's when they're jumping when that happens. God damn it. Yeah, it's when you're jumping and that shit happens, like for sure, but I don't have the correct scenario, so let me actually try this again. It's something that they do, it might be on counter, but when you hit them funny, you had to adjust and hit ML instead of LM, and then jump again. And do whatever the hell you please. Let's see here. This is another interesting normal. Her jumping H. So, it knocks you over like Yamcha's. And this is just to give you an example. It knocks you over. And when you're in an auto combo, I believe it wall bounces. I don't use the auto combo that much. It can wall bounce you if you tag in. See what I mean? I don't even think Yamcha's does that, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see. Well, Yamcha's does do that. Okay, never mind. I learned something today. But I don't do auto combos, so... Well, not normally, at least. Unless, like, the connection's really laggy. This is another good normal, in my opinion. 5H is fucking ridiculous, because she travels a little bit forward. So, a lot of people sometimes forget that 2M exists, so I'll catch them slipping and I'll delay that a little bit, which you can interrupt that when you delay it, but when you don't delay it, it's instant and it knocks you back, you know. I like the move personally, and when they're blocking, you could always supplement it with a special move, etc, etc. You get what I mean. Or you could even end it with special. Also, I think this is the last normal I'm going to go over. Her 2H goes quite a bit of distance. Like, look. Pow. You see how far I am? Look at Kid Buu, which Kid Buu is kind of a bad example, but he has a bad 2H. But, okay. Android 18. Not a great 2H. But even still, like, from this range, she whiffs. I think Trunks will definitely hit because Trunks has a sword, but I like that about Android 21. It also puts her in the air. So if you're feeling froggy, you can supplement that with a special move. Or, you know, you could just super dash like some people do. Or you could even press... Hold on a second. Whoops. Okay, you can't S-cancel out of that. I learned something new. I promise, like, I'm not a noob. Like, I just don't try things like that. Like, I don't like doing this unless I'm in a combo. I'm just saying that it has a lot of good range. So if, like, you want to, you know, try to stuff a Z-dash, like, it feels more comfortable doing it with this character than most, in my opinion. Okay, so that's enough of that. I think I'm going to move on to the next segment of the video, which will probably be the longest, talking about the special moves and practical applications for her move steals. I don't know what to even call them. Her connoisseur cut attacks, I guess we're going to call them. So I'll see you in the next portion. Okay, so this is probably going to be the longest segment of the Android 21 for Dummies video. We're going to talk about her special moves and practical applications for them. I'll get the combos probably at the end of the video, and then, you know, we could talk a little bit more about that later on down the line. So she has 4 sets of special moves that she can take from characters, and she has her own special moves. I suppose I should get into that first. So she has the detonator ball, quarter circle forward L, or if you want to do an aerial version, you can do the M version. The EX version is much faster, as you can see, or the heavy version, as you might call it. And that is quarter circle forward, any one of the buttons. So that's 2, 3, 6, any button. Besides the special button, that doesn't get you anything but the connoisseur cut attack. Anyway, So that move, it can contest with beams. So, hold on a second, let me call Trunks in here. What I mean with that is it can clash with them. So, you see that? Yeah, it just went against the beam and they both cancel each other out. And I think that's like one of the practical applications for it, so you don't get zoned out too hard. It's not really good as an assist, if you ask me, because, hold on a second. It's not like a beam, it's just one hit. It only works for Yamcha because, hold on a second here. Where the fuck am I going? Okay, guard all. I said it's the guard all follow-ups. Anyway, it's worked so far. It only works for Yamcha in certain scenarios. Like that right there, or... Hold on. I think that only works in the corner with her. Damn it. Anyway, you get the idea. Or maybe don't. I usually use hit for this. But yeah, he can combo into that. He can uppercut her into the air. Or him into the air. But I've been playing a lot of online, so it doesn't feel right to me. Anyway. So there's that. Then there's the dive. Hold on a second, let me see the name of the move. Hors d'oeuvre stab. That's what it is. And which that puts you on the ground. You can follow up with an assist, of course. Normally I like to do the mid version, or the medium version more rather, because it bounces you up a little bit more, giving you more time to do different assists. Whoops. You see, he escaped when I did the light version just now, but medium version works just fine. The EX version bounces you back up into the air, so like she can do a combo. But I don't like using that version. For multiple reasons. It's kind of a weak combo. You can do other stuff off of that, but we can talk about that later. But yeah, that's the hors d'oeuvre stab. And let me just steal some moves here with Connoisseur Cut. So, let me get back to Detonator really quick because I didn't explain the heavy version. The heavy version doesn't seem like it does that much more damage at all, right? Because it doesn't. You need to steal moves in order to power it up. See how it did 1260 instead of 900 that time? I stole a move from Trunks and it powered up, which I'm sure you guys have seen that before. And depending on which moves you get, it powers up continuously. And that is pretty sweet, especially when you have a move that you dislike, when you make a bad move set for yourself. I'm gonna get all the powers I can, because you can get up to 4. Alright, so with that being done, I'm going to do Burning Attack, which goes up against Super Kamehamehas and all sorts of other beams. And we're going to see what happens when I do the EX. You see, they clash with one another. Not like anybody's going to do that all the time. Like, nobody's just going to fucking, you know, throw out a fucking super, like, all the way across the screen. But I'm saying, like, if they did, this could cancel it out in case you're scared or something. But it does a lot of damage. As a matter of fact, it does as much damage as a super. Hold on, let me turn the character settings on. Just some random shit. See, 2.5k. And this is her super. 22k. Or 2.2k. And this is quarter circle forward, by the way. Quarter circle forward, or 236 R1, or both punch buttons. And this is quarter circle back, or 2-1, was it 2-1-4 both punches? On the ground. This recovers a little bit of blue health, not a lot. And as you can see, it does 3,800. I believe her counterpart, which is the aerial version, basically does more. It doesn't heal you, but it does more damage. That's the one you want to strive to get. I'll talk more about that later. But let's go over these movesets, shall we? I might actually divide this. I'm going to have to segue into another part. Okay, so first up, since I started with these in a previous segment, we're going to go over what I like to call the Z Fighter moveset, which is mostly Goku and his friends, including Black and whatnot. You get Kamehameha waves both in the air. You cannot angle them, they just stay horizontal. And you get Solar Flare in the air and on the ground. And the way these moves work, by the way, as you guys would have saw earlier in the other segments, I guess I better show you now. You use quarter circle forward, S, which will get you like the beams or like the quarter circle forward move, i.e. consecutive blast right here, which will be Kamehameha wave with the Z fighters. Or you do a quarter circle back, S, which is like an anti-air, but it's not invulnerable. And that'll get you your quarter circle back move. You can do both of them in the air or on the ground. In the air, it goes straight forward. I think it tracks your movement a little bit, straight forward to downward. And quarter circle back in the air goes upward a little bit. And you can do that. Do a vanish combo, and you get that. Bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, that's how you get those moves. Alright, moving forward. So, grounded Solar Flare. Oh, by the way, when you do these attacks, you can chain them into one another so long as like you're on the ground or in the air and you have them available. You can do this by pressing whichever attack and then pressing R2, or you can just put the input in yourself. So for example, quarter circle back S, quarter circle back S, quarter circle forward S, or quarter circle back S, R2. Whichever floats your boat. I normally put the input in, but you can press whatever you want. It works. Anyway, so Solar Flare, basically, I was stumped on what this was for, but I think it's more rather just like a decent sized hitbox, you know? So like, okay, it goes about as far as like a mid hit, right? And it stops moves like entirely. Like if, hold on a second, I'm trying to think, how am I gonna do this? I think I might need to bring 21 in. Anyway, I'll think about it later. Solar Flare, you can also use it to like sort of buffer your moves. Like a lot of times people might do like their auto combo, but they can get more damage. Like they might be stuck in the Magic series like that, when instead they could do something along the lines of, oh whoops, sorry. See, I'm stuck in doing that. That's the weird hit I was talking about earlier. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. See, even medium light doesn't really help that much. But yeah, that's what that move is for, I suppose. Hold on. God damn it. Yeah, it's kind of slick. It's not really my favorite, but it adds variety. I like Solar Flare in the air much better because when you, this is the thing that I was actually confused on how to actually do. I think I'm gonna have to add 21 in here. But when you super dash on somebody and you use Solar Flare, like right afterwards, if they try and 2H you, it won't work. It'll stop you dead in your tracks. And when it stops you dead in your tracks, if you can react to it, You can do a Kamehameha or whatever you have stocked up, or even like something. Look, I can vanish cancel off of that, right? And you know, if it wasn't so fucking rusty at playing offline, I could hook a combo together, right? Kamehameha is just self-explanatory. It's just a full screen beam that can go up against other beams, and it really works when you're trying to pressure somebody and they super dash, because if somebody super dashes over the ball, it's very easy to super dash over that thing actually. Like, hold on. Whoops. Wrong button. Check this out. But if you do something like a Kamehameha, for instance, you get hit. And that's why it's sort of the superior projectile. But yeah, I think that's about it for that moveset. Actually, I gotta bring 21 in here. Hold on. Alright, so sorry for how sloppily this video is put together. I wanted to show you guys what I meant by you can easily like use solar flare in the air to keep people from moving. Hold on a second. Whoops, wrong button again. I'm such an idiot. I have my character block here. Damn it, where the fuck is it? Enemy settings, okay. So guard all, check it out. Now watch this. I'm gonna do 2H as fast as I can. I'm gonna be mashing on that shit. Damn it. Hold on a second, I was too far away. I was mashing on 2H and she countered me. Nothing I could do. I don't even think you can do anything with any other character. Nope. Let's try with hit. I can't do a single thing because that stuffs 2H. It's not considered an anti-air for whatever reason. But, you know, that's one of the things that I think about her arsenal is really interesting. And of course, she can do a Kamehameha or a super after it. So, for instance, even this right here. Whoops. God damn it. Check this out. That was easy. She just hit me with 21 hits. Whatever. You guys can disregard that if you want. It's just a tech that I found that I think was very interesting. Because some people are puzzled and perplexed. Why is solar flare here? It's the anti-air, anti-ground, and anti-airs basically. Okay, so let me go to character settings, and we're gonna go to Vegeta's family, which, you know, is just Vegeta, Gotenks, Trunks. Who else is in Vegeta's family? Vegeta Blue. I think that's all the characters. Yeah, that's all the characters. And you get consecutive blasts, which is interesting to me. It's basically like Vegeta's consecutive blast, but it bounces you off the ground. So once you're bounced off the ground, you can vanish cancel. And you can continue to, you know, just keep doing moves. It's very high velocity. It's actually one of my favorites. I think it's my favorite quarter circle forward S move because it is quarter circle forward S. The first two boxes on the left for Android 21 are quarter circle forward, and the last two are quarter circle back. Now, quarter circle back on the ground is, what's that shit called? Sticky Energy Blast. I like Sticky Energy Blast. It's one of my favorites. Kind of tough to combo into, but I still like it. Because you can do some slick shit like that. Once you do Sticky Energy Blast, you can cancel using R2 or quarter circle forward. Quarter circle forward S. And you'll teleport right up close to them. Just like that. And yeah. That's basically it. It's pretty open and shut. This is attack grab. So like if you're blocking, hold on a second. I believe it's an attack grab. Hold on a second. Okay, no, it's not. It is an actual grab, but anyway, when you're being pressured with this shit,
What do you think of this?
when you're being pressured by another opponent, more rather,
I can do this too.
it won't work. See? It won't go through the grab, it won't go through the guard, just like most other grabs. But I wouldn't suggest running up to somebody and then just grabbing them like that, unless, you know, you're trying to pressure them, which with Android 21, is that really like something you want to do? I don't think so. Unless you're feeling bold and you play differently than I do, then by all means go ahead, but I just don't think it's something that you want to do. This doesn't have a great amount of range. You see right there?
What do you think of this?
You pretty much have to be right up on them to actually get it off. I missed right there, but if it was any other attack, I would have like hit them with like a solar flare or something.
What do you think of this?
There are neat levels to that, since you know you can do consecutive blasts on the ground, sticky energy blast and consecutive blast again, and that can all combo into Vanish. So Vegeta's moveset is actually pretty nice on Android 21 if you ask me. I like it a little bit more than Goku and his pals. Now I'm going to move on to the other sets. This is the Android set, which that speaks for itself. So Android 21, you get this from Android 21, Android 18, Android 16, and is there another person you can get this from? Nope, that's it. So this is interesting, an interesting moveset to me, because this barrier is actually better than the Android 18s. I'm going to show you why. So, whoops. Android 18, I'm going to do the barrier, and I'm going to cancel into the super, right?
I've got more.
Hold on. Damn it.
I've got more.
See how she just lost one bar of super? It's because when she's doing that barrier, she can cancel into the super, but the opening has to be there. Like,
I've got more. I'm taking this victory.
you see how I whipped a heavy at the end? That's what I did with Android 21. I did a heavy at the end, and I whipped it. So, in that circumstance, it works if you're patient. There's another circumstance where you do the level 3, which I suggest doing all the time with Android 18. Hold on.
I've got more. Let's do it, 17.
It is invulnerable and it goes through everything, basically. So if you're attacking Android 18, you're shit out of luck when that shit happens and you don't notice it. Like, look at that. I even spent a bar trying to get away from it, but, you know, I got hit by it anyway. But Android 21, why she is better is because...
Try this.
Watch this.
Damn it. Really?
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not what I wanted.
Try this.
She teleports away. And that is actually fantastic. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can show you a bit better than that.
Not bad. Let's have a
That's not what I wanted, god damn it. Let me try this. I would guess I better record it, huh? Okay. You see, I immediately got out of the way. You teleport away, so it's better in that regard to me because you still get meter from it, which, let me change the fucking key gauge. You still get meter from it. Just like Android 18. So it's just a better version of barrier is what I'm trying to say. Sorry if I've said that a million times. It's just, I just love how much better hers is in contrast to Android 18's. Damn. Oh yeah, I didn't have a level 3, that's why that didn't work. But yeah, you can do your level 3 too, and it's fully invulnerable. I guess I don't really need to show you. Or you could just do the special move that's attached to your quarter circle forward S. As you can see, I'm a safe distance in the air and it goes downwards. The attack does. Quarter circle forward S. I remember a guy from GameSpot says a powered up version of the, jumping S. It's not. I like the move because it's kind of a swift punishment from the barrier. I can't really say too much about it with the other attacks, but that's basically what I use it for. Plus, it's a nice, good knockdown for Vanish too. And it puts them down to the ground so you can do your level 1 super, so I can't really be mad at that. I use, whoops. Sorry, force of habit, guys. I use that interchangeably. Like, I'm really good with most of these powers, but I don't really like this one the most. It's one of my least favorite, but I still like it. You're gonna come up on the one that I absolutely hate here in a second.
What do you think of this? What do you think of
Let me segue this video. Okay, this is the final moveset, and this moveset belongs to the aliens, which the aliens would be including Piccolo, Hit, Majin Buu, Kid Buu, and Frieza, and Captain Ginyu. And see, a reason why I love this moveset is Sonic Warp. Sonic Warp is something that you just want to do freely in Dragon Ball Z, like in every Dragon Ball game, because it looks so fucking cool. And the practical application behind it is much like the one behind Solar Flare. In the air, at least. Now, on the ground, it's really just a mix-up tool all around. Like, watch this. Check this out. Hold on. Guard first only.
What do you think of this?
Here's my target.
Shit. Damn it! Yamcha's in the wrong slot. Oh well, whatever. You see how I crossed up? Like I summoned Yamcha on one side and I crossed on the other? Or you can do it right before you actually hit them. And it's just a mind fuck. Anyway, so that's Sonic Warp on the ground, and that's quarter circle back S. In the air is quarter circle back S as well. Sonic Warp on the ground is a little bit more weird because you need assist to make it work, or else you're just putting yourself in the air for no reason. See what I mean? I'm in the air, I don't even know where I'm gonna land, but with an assist, I'm out of the way. They think that, they're safe when I'm really on the other side. And it's a cross-up. It's a good cross-up if you ask me. They're both good cross-ups. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you guys what happens when somebody tries to 2H that shit. No, that's not what I wanted. Fuck. Alright.
What do you think of this?
You see how it whiffed entirely? It's because I was stagnant in the air for a second. And I tried to punish. Or, I'm sorry, the computer was stagnant in the air for a second. And I tried to punish. But instead, I just got bamboozled. She's on the other side. That's why Sonic Warp is actually one of my favorites. I like using the air version because it has a lot more practical applications and combos. This is my move that I hate the most, is quarter circle forward S that you get from the aliens. That comes from Piccolo, because Piccolo has a move like that, but Piccolo is better because Piccolo can actually do two at once. Now, why is this move trash, you may ask? Hold on a second. Watch this. Whoops, I'm the wrong person. Damn it. Well, I think it's trash. You guys can think what you want, you know. My opinion could be wrong, you know. I just don't personally like this move for the way I play. But let's go. Alright, so super dash, right? Oh man, you just went entirely through my move. And the startup is ridiculous. Now, one application behind this move could be, here, let me just send it out from right here. And let me smash you into it for, you know, 1.2k, but that's not good. Another application I think might work for it would be, hold on. Like, that might work, but there's better things you could do. Like, you just use a fucking assist to combo that, period. Yeah, I don't really like that move. At all. I'm sure there's applications for it, like I keep saying, but I just don't really like it. It just seems useless compared to the other moves. Which brings me to my point of what moves I feel like you can discard. Because, like I said earlier, when you do the EX version of the detonator ball, you lose all your powers. Because you're sort of stocking up energy for the detonator ball. The EX version, that is. Now, anytime I am in my groove and I'm doing connoisseur cut and I end up with these energy balls, normally what I like to do is I like to discard them, because odds are there's another quarter circle forward S that I like more than that, because this is just kind of nuts. I guess it could be used as a decent cross up. Hell, even when you're in Sparking Blast, you just... And that's not even good enough for me still. It can make for some good cross-up material in the corner, maybe? I don't really think so. Oh yeah, there's also a combo you can do in the corner with Sonic Warp. How do you do that shit? I forget. God damn it. How you do that shit? Oh, you need a Kamehameha for it, I believe. So never mind that. I'll show that later in the video. But yeah, those are all the special moves that you can get with Android 21. Now moving on. Okay, just as I promised you, I'm going to show you that combo you can do with Sonic Warp. You have to use the auto combo for that shit though, so you can boost yourself back up. It only works in the corner, but it works with Sonic Warp is the point I'm trying to make. And I believe it works with a consecutive blast too. So basically, Android 21, here's the part where I'm going to try and tell you some more strats with Android 21. When you're faced with a team, and you're trying to figure out what do I want to do to this team, part of that is kind of feeling out the opponent. Like, what do you want to be, more defensive or offensive? Do you want to cross them up, or do you want to build meter? So Android 21 for me is a point character. I want to use her for any and everything, and I want to use her without using a hell of a lot of meter, which you might want to spend 1 bar so you can get 2 stocks if you like a character's moveset. Like, if there's a Kid Buu, I definitely want to get 2 Sonic Warps out of that. And if I'm feeling froggy, if like the whole team is just aliens, I'll get every single one of their moves and I'll discard them because I know I'll get them again. And that's all I'm going to run into. So like if you're fighting 3 Gokus and all you get is like, you know, Kamehameha and Solar Flare, keep discarding that because it's just, you know, more damage in your pocket, and you could always get it back by using Connoisseur Cut. Which isn't that hard. You just need to get into a combo and you're good. With Android 21, normally what I like to do is I like doing 6M, which is the universal overhead. And while you're doing 6M, call in somebody for an assist. It really works for Yamcha because of obvious reasons. Hold on a second. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, for obvious reasons. You could just like call him in. Or even hit. It really depends on how you're feeling. And yeah, that's basically it. That's a practical application for the 6M. What else should I go over? Oh yeah, composition of your move sets. So this is probably my favorite move set right here, which is kind of feasible because people like playing with, you know, Boo, Frieza, and Hit. So, and also Vegeta. Make sure this is right. This is something I did in a combo video, and I just think it works really well.
What do you think of this?
So I used 2 bars and got 4.7k, which isn't that bad, but you know, that's just something that I like to do. So when I see characters that have those type of moves that I like, I try my best to actually get them so, you know, I feel comfortable. But I feel comfortable with all of them, so for you guys, find out what you like the most and find out if you like the other moves that much more, because let me just do something completely random. Okay, Sticky Energy Blast, Solar Flare, Kamehameha, fucking Consecutive Energy Blast. Let's just say you're fighting Vegeta and Goku, which you're normally going to do. And look at what I got here.
What do you think of this?
That doesn't work because it bounces them down to the ground, but it's really not that hard. You just gotta think of what you have, what you've gained, and like how it can benefit you. Whoops, shit. Whoops. It's not hard to link these things together. You just got to know what you're doing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to post some like combos to let you guys know how you can link these things together and what goes together if you haven't already figured that out. This Android 21 for Dummies video, it's a lot less detailed maybe than I would like for it to be, but Android 21 is kind of complicated, and due to like how many ways Dragon Ball can variate because of like how many teams you can do, I really don't have the time to get into like every single team that you can have, so I just gave you guys my main team with Android 21. These 2 characters that I play with, Hit and Yamcha, they're built around 21. Hit's my anchor, and then we have Yamcha, who's my battery, who gets a lot of meter on his own. And if at first you're trying to get some moves, and you know if you get some moves that you're going to be super sweet, like if you have a character that you know you can get Sonic Warp from, and your health is at half, be my guest and actually change characters and then switch Android 21 in when you're doing a super or something. Like for instance, right here. Alright, I'm back in. They're a bit discombobulated. And I'm going to get back in and I'm going to try and steal some, you know, attacks. If I want. Or if my shit is full, I'll just do combos. So, I think that does it for Android 21 for Dummies. You guys are pretty smart. Hopefully you can figure out some strategies from things that I mentioned. And you know, I'm not just sitting here talking to myself, because I really made this video just to help out people who want to play with Android 21 and think she's too hard. Because I think the people that have made tutorials, there was a guy who made a tutorial or an explanation over Android 21, but I don't think he really got into like the meat and potatoes of Android 21. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to upload this video and try and do some combos for you guys. Later.